Yaja Itang Mangala Muntamang Puntang Seloka Dhammi Cintang Yansana Kampati Asokang Virajang Kemang Itang Mangala Muntamang Ita disani kanwana sambanta maparajita sambanta sonting gancantitang desang manggala muntamangti Itena sancavannena Hotu te jaya mangalang Itena sancavannena Hotu te jaya mangalang Itena sancavannena Hotu te jaya mangalang Ewang mi sutang ekang samayang bhagava Savantiyang viharati jetavane anata pindikansa arami Atko anyatara devata abhinkantaya rantiya abhinkantavanna Kevalakampang jetavanang obasenva Yena bhagavate nupasangkami Upasangkaminva bhagavantang abhivadenva Ekamantang antasi Ekamantang titakosa devata Bhagavantang gataya anjabasi Bahudeva manunsaca mangalani acintayong Akangkamana suntanang Bohi manggala muntamang Asivanaca balanang Panditanang ca sevana Puja ca pujaniyanang Itang manggala muntamang Patirupadesa vasoca Pumbeca kata punyata Anta samma panidica Etang manggala muntamang Bahu sancanca simpanca Vinayo ca susingkito Subhasita jaya vaca Itang manggala muntamang Mata pitu upantanang Puntadaran sesanggaho Anakula jakamanta Itang manggala muntamang Dananca dhammacariya ca nyatakananca sanggaho Anavanjani kammani Itang manggala muntamang ආරති විරති පාපා මංජපානාච සංයමෝ අප්පමාදෝච ධම්මේසු ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං ගාරවෝච නිවාතෝච සන්තුන්තිච කතං යුතා කාලේන ධම්ම සවනං ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං කන්තිච සෝව චන්සතා සමනානංච දන්සනං කාලේන ධම්ම සාකච්ඡා ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං තපෝච බ්‍රහ්මචරියංච හරිය සංචාන දන්සනං නිම්බාන සංචිකිරියාච ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං පුන්තංස ලෝක ධම්මී චින්තං යන්සන කම්පති අසෝකං විරජං කේමං ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං ඊතාදිසානි කන්වාන සම්බන්තමපරාජිතා සම්බන්ත සොන්තිං ගච්ඡන්ති තං තේසං මංගල මුත්තමන්ති ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං එවං මේ සුතං ඒකං සමයං භගවා සාවන්තියං විහෙරති 제තවනේ අනාථ පින්ඩිකංස ආරාමේ අතකෝ අඤ්ඤතරා දේවතා අබින්කන්තාය රන්තියා අබින්කන්තවන්නා කේවල කම්පං 제තවනං ඕවාසෙන්වා යේන භගවාතේනුපසංකමී උපසංකමින්වා භගවන්තං අභිවාදෙන්වා ඒකමන්තං අන්තාසී ඒකමන්තං පිතා ගෝසා දේවතා භගවන්තං ගාතාය අන්දභාසී බහුදේවා මනුන්සාච මංගලානි අචින්තයොං ආකංකමානා සොන්තානං බෝහි මංගල මුත්තමං අසේවනාච බාලානං පණ්ඩිතානං ච සේවනා පූජාච පූජනීයානං ඊතං මංගල මුත්තමං පතිරූපදේශ වාසෝච පුම්බේච කත පුඤ්ඤතා Anta samma panidija etang mangala muntamang Bahu sancanca simpanca vinayo ca susingkito Subhasita jaya vaca etang mangala muntamang Mata pitu pantanang puntadaran sesanggaho Anakula cakamanta itang manggala muntamang Danan dhammacariya nyatakanan sanggaho Anavanjani kammani itang manggala muntamang Arati virati papa manjapana ca sanyamo Appamado ca dhammisu itang manggala muntamang Garvo ca nivato ca santunti ca katang yuta Halena dhamma savanang itang manggala muntamang Hanti ca sovacan sata samananang ca dansanang Halena dhamma sakanca itang manggala muntamang Tapoca brahmacariyanca hariya sancana dansanang Nibbana sancikiriyaca itang manggala muntamang Puntang seloka dhammi Cintang yansana kampati Asokang wirajang kemang Itang manggala muntamang Ita disani kanwana Sambantama parajita Sambanta sonting gancantitang Desang manggala muntamanti Etena sanca vajjena Hotu te jaya mangalang Etena sanca vajjena Hotu te jaya mangalang Etena sanca vajjena Hotu te jaya mangalang
Good evening and Teruvan Saranai, Most Venerable Buluwala Ratana Siritero. Today we start our second class on Suttas, and we have responded to your requests, our listeners' requests, and we have received a list of sutras. So Reverend Sir has decided that we will deliver the Maha Mangala Sutta today. So I most humbly and most respectfully invite Most Venerable Buluwala Ratana Siritero to start the second class of the Sutta series. Over to you, Bhante. Reverend Sir, you will have to unmute your microphone.
Good evening. I welcome you all to Sutta class. Today, I am going to deliver you Mangala Sutta. Mangala Sutta is there in Kuddaka Nikaya. Commentaries for Mangala Sutta is Paramatta Jyotika. I would like to explain you Mangala Sutta according to commentary and the Sutta itself. The Sutta starts Evam Mesutam Ekam Samayam Bhagava. This line uttered by Venerable Anand in the presence of 500 Arahants, where they were held in the first Buddhist council. Almost every sutta in every Nikayas, we find this line, Evam Mesutang Ekam Samayang Bhagavan. This is the doctrine, or this is the way that I have heard from the Buddha. He recited every suttas in the first council in the presence of the 5 Arahants. That's why the line is there, Evam Mesutang Ekam Samayang Bhagavan. I would like to explain first the legend of this Mangala Sutta. Mangala Sutta, why the Buddha wanted to create Mangala Sutta. Legend is there why Buddha preached Mangala Sutta. According to the commentary, Paramatta Jyotika, it says, during the time of Buddha, in the society, there was a custom that people gather in a common hall and they relate stories. Some clever, eminent persons, they know legends and stories like Rama and Sita. They related those stories and others are to listen to them. They took interest to listen to those stories. At that time, there was a storyteller called Ditta Mangalika. He began to relate a story on Mangala. Mangala means auspicious perspectives. He explained what are auspicious perspectives, Mangala. he explained when a person sees early in the morning, like a bird, a pregnant woman, decorated a pot of water, if the person, anyone can see those symbols early in the morning, those are mangala. That's what the Ditta Mangalika explained. But some people, they did not agree. They did not agree with him and they argued, I uh, is there to see good and bad things, good omens and bad omens. So, how can it be auspicious perspectives or mangala by looking at those things early in the morning? Then another preacher come, he is called Sutta Mangalika. He said, when a person hears pleasant sounds early in the morning, it is the auspicious perspectives. Others did not agree. Some agreed with him. Then the other preacher came. He explained what the person smell fragrance early in the morning. That is auspicious perspective. That is mangala. So there arised three groups: Ditta Mangalika, Mutta Mangalika, Sutta Mangalika. Ditta Mangalika, Sutta Mangalika, Mutta Mangalika. They argued, they wanted to confirm their ideas, then there was calamity in the society. Now this argument on auspicious perspectives went to the gods also. There were gods. They associated men closely. Then that sort of gods, they also began to argue on mangala. Then other gods, Yami, Tusita, Nimanaratya, Paranimita, then up to Akanita Brahmaloka, this mangala argument. What are auspicious perspectives? This probe or argument went towards or went up to Akanita Brahmaloka. They could not find the answer. What are auspicious perspectives? What are mangala? They could not understand or they could not find the answer. Then God Sakra, the king of the god, he sent one of his god to the Buddha to meet the Buddha and learn from him what are the mangala or the auspicious perspective. Then at midnight, the God appeared in the presence of the Buddha and asked, Bahudeva Manusrate Mangalani Atinti Akanka Mana Suttanam Ruhi Mangala Buddhaman. Many gods and men wanted to know what are Mangala, what are auspicious perspectives. That's what the God asked. Then the Buddha began to explain, reciting the Mangala Sutta. This Sutta was preached by the Buddha when he was living in Jetavana Vihara. Jetavana Vihara, now we can see the ruins or remains of Jetavana Vihara in Sravasti. Archaeologist Cunningham and his group confirmed that the place Jetavana Vihara in India, in Sravasti, you can see remains, ruins of Jetavana Vihara. It's a monastery of with every facilities. It was a monastery with every facilities, I suppose. I would like to mention about here about Anipidisitu, millionaire Anipidisitu. Anipidisitu was the Buddha's helper, devotee, the chief devotee of the Buddha. Now, you know, I think you know, the structure of the Buddhist order, Bhikshu, Bhikshuni, Upasaka, Upasika. Bhikshu, Bhikshuni, they are ordained one, and others are laymen, men and women. Upasakas, devotees, are there to help bhikkhus and bhikkhunis by offering Thivara, Pindapata, Senasana, Gilana Prati. Thivara robes, Pindapata, foods, Senasana monasteries, and Gilana Patya medicine and other things. Anathapindika, as a millionaire, he built Jetavana Vihara, Jetavana, spending millions or billions of golden coins of that time. Now you can understand how this Buddhist order continuing. Laymen are there to help the bhikkhus, bhikkhu and bhikkhunis, and the bhikkhu and bhikkhunis, they preach Dhamma and they develop their disciplines and they show the way towards Nibbana. So they are interconnected religiously, those four groups in the Buddhist order. Now, shall we come to the Sutta? Sutta starts, Asevanat Balanam, Panditananta Sevana, Pujata Pujaniyanam, Etam Mangala Uttamam. That is the first stanza that contains auspicious perspectives. Asevanatha Malanam. Not to associate with persons who bears bad characters, bad characteristics. They can so say in Pali, Asappurisa. Asappurisa, they are not to associate. So Buddha point out not to associate with fools. Fools means that they don't have any education and they are they don't bear good characteristics. They engage always sins or unwholesome activities. So Buddha explained, if you don't have any relationship with such persons, you can develop your this life and the next life, because you are not to practice their bad activities. Then the second point is Panditananta Sevana. We have to associate with Sappurisa, Pandita, learned, educated person in good characters. They commit in meritorious deeds and they listen to Dhamma and they can instruct you to the correct path. So it happened to develop your this world and the next world both. Pujata Pujaniyanam Etam Mangala Muttama. Paying homage to the suitable noble ones like Buddha and Maha and sometimes parents, your elders. In that way, you pay homage. When you pay homage to them, you automatically develop your spiritual sides. You develop your wholesomeness. You develop your wholesomeness. When you worship Buddha in the shrine room, you create a lot of wholesome consciousnesses. So, paying homage is the one way to develop your this birth and the next. Then in this another stanza, next stanza, Patirupa Desa Vasocha Pubbeta Kata Punyata Atta Samma Panidita Etang Mangala Uttamam. Patirupa Desa Vasocha, we must live in a suitable place where the environment is good for living. There must be fresh water, maybe fresh water, air, and so on, and food, everything. Such place is the suitable place to live. So we have to find out such suitable place, and where you can find the good persons in good characters, like bhikkhus and other devotees, easily if you can find such place must be selected to live. Patirupa Desavasutta. You must pay your attention both sides. Environment must be good and the person to associate must be good. So in that way, we have to select the place or a village or area to live in. Patirupadesa Vasote. It leads you to develop your both worlds, this present world and also the next world. If you are to live with the in the place where most notorious persons live, then what happens? You have to face so many problems. You can't live as you like. So we have to select the suitable place to live. This Patirupa Desa Vasocha. Ubbeka Kata Punyata. That is, that comes under doctrine of karma. If we had done meritorious deeds or kusal in our former life, the good effects come. Good effects come according to the doctrine of karma. So, Pubbeka Kata Punyata. In this world also, in this life also, if we had done meritorious deeds, it's good. Then, Atta Samma Panidita. Patirupadesa Vasocha Ubbeka Kata Punyata. Atta Samma Panidita. You must develop your discipline and you must keep your mind on the correct pathway. Atta Samma Panidita. You must follow the correct way when you doing anything. When you do your job or when you engage in any profession, employment, so you must keep correcting yourself, your way. Atta Samma Panidita. Etam mangala muttaman. Bahu Satyanta Sippanta Vinayota Susikkito Subhasitate Avata Etam mangala muttaman. Bahu Satyanta means if you develop various skills, life skills, it is for the development of this world and also the next world. Now, suppose driving a vehicle, if you have developed that skill, driving a vehicle, you can drive your vehicle yourself and you can have a job on driving to earn your living. In that way, there are so many life skills we have to develop. Carpentry, like that. We have to develop technique and so mechanism, so many life skills are there to be developed. We have to develop those life skills. Bahu, Sattanta, Sippanta. And then you have to educate. You must learn, or you must study in different fields. If you want to be an engineer or a doctor or a teacher or a lawyer, so you have to study, having education. Bahu Satyanta Sippanta. Vinayota Susippito. Then you must develop your discipline. If you educated as a scholar or a scientist, if you don't have developed your discipline, then what happens? You can think of that. So Vinaya, discipline is a must for the person. Vinayota Susippito. Subhasitata Yavata. When you convey or when you communicate in the society, you have to use right speech. Like in Eightfold Pathway, right speech, Sammavata, right speech, Subhasitata. If it be a pleasant word, it must not be lying or malignity, gossip, or nonsense. In that way, avoiding all those things, you must speak the pleasant word. You must use pleasant word. There is a Jataka story named Nandivisala. Our Lord Buddha, when he was the Bodhisattva, he was born as a bull named Nandivisala. Nandivisala, he was to carry caravan full of goods. That Nandivisala had to pull. His master used harsh words first. So Nandivisala, he did not like that harsh words from his master. He did not pull the caravan or the carts full of goods, heavy carts. Then his master, he used the pleasant word. Son, my son, Nandivisala, please draw these cards. In that way, he praised Nandivisala, and then Nandivisala, he pulled that cards. That is the Jataka story, that even wild beasts, animals also, not only human beings, animal also does not like to hear unpleasant word. Subhasitata Yavata. Etam mangala muttamam. Then the second stanza, Mata Pitu Upattanam Uttadarasya Sangaho Anakulata Kammanta Etan Mangala Muttamam. Serving, looking after father and mother is an auspicious perspective. Buddha says, daughters and sons must serve their parents, father and mother. How you serve your father and mother? Your father and mother, they uh, they give foods and other facilities, and they educate you, and when the time comes, your marriage and other things, they solve problems, and uh, property is delivered among children. Your parents, they do so many things and so many service for you. So your as daughters and sons, when they gets old, Bato Nitam Barisami, Sigalwada Sutta says, Bato Nitam Barisami, Kitanti Karisami, Dayadjang Patipadjami, Kulamangsang Tapisami. In that way, you give foods and clothes and other facilities to your parents. You breed them. Then you have to do sometimes the religious activities and social activities in name of them. Suppose your father or mother getting old, now he can't go to the temple, or he can't go to his relatives' houses, and he wants, father or mother wants to go there and uh, to help them or to engage activities with them, but they can't. Then, as son and daughters, what do you have to do? Kichante Garisan. You have to do those things in the name of them. Suppose your father or mother, he donates to your temple an alms giving in month wise. By month, he donate food to the Maha donation. But when your father or mother gets old, he feel like to go and offer food, but he can't. So, as son and daughter, you must do that donation in the name of his father and mother to fulfill their ideas, to make them happy. That's why you serve your parents. On the other hand, you have to kula vansam tapesami. That means your father and mother, they have Buddhist tradition or traditions, they have good customs. So you have to keep them. You have to protect them, those customs, in the name of the Kulamangsang Tapisam. Dayadjam Patipadjam. Your mother or father, your parents, they give you property, you money, lands, paddy fields maybe, or commercial institutes or anything. What they have, they give you. Then what you have to do, you have to develop them. You have to protect them, and you have to you have to make your parents happy in that way. I know some sons and daughters, when father or mother gives them lands or paddy field or anything, what do they do? They sell them. They destroy the money. That's what happened. So then, Atajapana Petanan Dakshinam Anupadasami, the Buddha said. After their death, how can you serve them? You feel when you memorize your dead father and mother, you feel my father and my mother, they sacrifice their lives for me. How can I serve them now as gratitude? How can I pay my gratitude to them because they are no more with me? Then the Buddha said, Atajapana Petanam Dakpinam Anupadasami. You arrange a donation alms scheme to Maha and you gather merits and you invoke merit to your dead father and mother. That's why you pay your gratitude, or that's how you serve your father and mother. I know in Sri Lanka, your father and mother looks after your daughters and sons. As a grandfather and grandmother, they take their granddaughters and sons to the school, to the tuition classes, and they give safety, security for them, because you engage in a job sometime or all night, maybe. You are not at home. Your husband is not at home. You are not at home. But your children, grandfather, granddaughters, and sons, your parents look after them. So you have to protect your parents and serve your parents. Buddha said it's a mangala, that is the way to develop your present world and the next, because your father and mother bless you when they live with you. When you serve them, they bless you. And after the death, when you invoke merit to them, again they bless you. My son or daughter may live long without any trouble. In that way, they bless from their world. That is, it is mentioned in the Tirokudda Sutta. Mata Pitu Pathanam Putta Darasa Sangha. Another point is, you have to serve your wife and children. Putta Darasa Sangha. As a husband, you have to serve your wife. You have to serve your children. Some fathers, I know, they sometimes they leave their wife and the children. It happens. Those won't be happen, such things. As the husband, he has a responsibility to look after his wife and the children. As the chief householder in the house, as the guardian of the house, he must give security to his wife and children. Uttadarasa Sangaho Anakulata Kammanta. Then you have to engage in your tasks accurately. That means if you are a farmer, if you grow paddy, then it must be done in the correct season and the correct way. You have to follow the correct methods. That way, when you engage in trading or when you engage in any profession, you must do it time and accurately. Then there won't be problems. That lead the person to develop his present world and the next world also. Mata Pitu Pathanam Puttadarasa Sanghahu Anakulata Kammanta Etam Mangala Muttamam. Those points are suspicious auspicious perspective. Then the next stanza, Dananta Dhamma Karyata Nyatakananta Sangaho Anavadhyani Kammani Etam Mangala Muttamam. Dananta means donation. Dana, donation. Donation, there are varieties of donation. Donation is the way to abolish your craving. That is the cause for dukkha. Donation is the way to abolish your craving or greed gradually. That's why the Buddha perfected Dana Parami. Dana Parami, Dana Upaparami, Dana Paramatta Parami. In Dana Paramatta Parami, he donated his own life. In Sasajataka, we find the story how the Buddha performed, perfected that donation. He was born as a hare, and poor person comes asking for food. but Hare did not have anything to give him. Then he asked to set the fire, bonfire, set fire, and he tried to jump into that fire, and the his body is burned, has been burnt. Then the person can eat. But that person was God Sakra, and he catch at once the hare, and he saved the hare. That is the Jataka story. That's how Buddha perfected his Dana Parami. In another Jataka story, Santara Jataka Katha, he donated his every properties and also his children, Jali Krishnadina, and his wife Manti Devi. That's how he performed a donation. Donation lead the person to abolish his craving little by little. On the other hand, donation, if you donate food to Mahasangha and others, then after your death, you will be born in heaven. You do not you won't be born in hell. You will be born in heavens or the human beings. Sugatigami. You will be born. If you will be born Dugatigami in bad words, you can't come to that pathway towards Nibbana. It takes more and more times. If you be born in heaven or in human world, you can practice the Buddha's Siksha and you can attain Nibbana. So donation, it leads the person to have a good birth, effective birth to follow the Siksha. Dhananka, Dhammacharyanka, you behave according to the doctrine of Buddha. Now, as Buddhists, you develop your faith in triple gems. Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Twice, thrice. That means you develop your confidence, self-confidence in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha to follow the way towards Nibbana. Then you preserve 5 precepts. You observe 5 precepts. You abstain from killing, stealing, sensuous misconducting, and lying and intoxicating. And on 4 days, you go to your temple and you observe Atasil 8 precepts, and you stay there by performing religious activities, dana, sila, bhavana, donation, and ethical conduct or morality and meditation. You contemplate your mind in bhavana, samatha bhavana, vipassana bhavana. You develop your mind in wholesome phenomena. Dhammacharya. You live according to the doctrine of Buddha. You protect those precepts. Then Dhammacharya, Dhananta Dhammacharya, Jnatakananta Sangaho. Relatives. You have to help your relatives, relations. Some person, being a poor person, and he become rich, but then he forget his relatives. He does not help them. Something happens in the society. Natakananta sangaho. When you serve your relatives, you have to engage their funerals and their weddings and all that. And when they have any troubles, you can go there and you can help them to solve that problem. In that way, you can serve your relatives. Jnatakananta sangaho. When your relatives dies after their death, you can perform meritorious activities like donations, and you can invoke merit to them. That's how you serve them, your relatives. Jnatakananta sangaho. Anavadhyani kammani. Then you must select good actions to do. That means when you engage in a job or profession to earn your living, you want to live, you have to earn money. Then you have to do some job or employment to earn money. But in earning money, you have to use the common, no problem. Some people to earn
Reverend Sir, we lost your volume.
money. They did the papa. Dhananta Dhammacharya Jnatakananta Sangaho Anavajjani Kammani Ekam Mangala Muttamam. Then the activities like killing, stealing. That way, you have to avoid, you have to refuse papa, sins, arati, virati, papa. Madhyapana to sanyamu, having liquor, intoxicating, having drugs, you know, it has become a world problem. Having liquor or intoxicate, you know, several problems arise. Some school children, students, they engage intoxicating and destroy themselves. So Buddha says, abstaining from intoxicating is the way to develop the present world and also the next world. Then the next Arati Virati Papa Madhyapanati Sanyamu. Appamadocha Dhammesu Etam Mangala Muttama.
I apologize. There is a disconnect from the middle of a temple. Let me just find out. We just lost connection with the Reverend Sir. So let us be patient until he reconnects. Welcome back, Reverend Sir. If you unmute yourself, we can continue.
Tapocha Brahmacharyanti Ariya Satyana Dasanan Nibbana Satyakiriyate Etam Mangala Muttama. Tapocha Brahmacharyanti. Now you must develop your morality by performing Dana Sila Bhavana, that is Tapocha. Brahmacharya, the correct way of living. Brahmacharya, according to Dhamma doctrine, you have to live Tapoja Brahmacharya, Arya Satyana Dasana. That is the understanding of the Four Noble Truth. Arya Satyana Dasana. Four Noble Truth of unsatisfactory and craving, Samadhi Sati, Nirodha Sati, cessation of craving at the way towards Nibbana. You must have a rough idea, initial idea about the Four Noble Truth. Nibbana Satya Kiriyat, that means attaining to Nibbana. Attain to Nibbana, you abolish the 10 fetters, Dasa Sangyojana Dharma. You attain to Sotapanna state, then Sakadagami, anagami arahat, then you abolish the fetters, sakkaya ditthi, vicikicca, silabbata paramasa, and kama raga patiga, rupa raga, arupa raga, mana uddhacca vidya. Those are the 10 fetters. 10 fetters, you abolish all these defilements and became arahant, and you practice the lotus way of life. That is Nibbana Sati Kiriyate. Now the time is up, I think. I have to deal with the other stanzas also, but time is up now. Shall we wind up our lesson now? If there are some questions, we can discuss as you like.
If you do have any questions on the Maha Mangala Sutta, you can send them to us. On the screen, you see a QR code. So if you scan it, you will be directed to a Google form, and you can just type in your question and send it to us, or your requests for future Sutta discussions, future Sutta topics. You can post your question on the YouTube channel chat thread, or you can directly ask us the question through Zoom. You can unmute your microphone and ask your question in Zoom, or you can post it on the YouTube channel, or you can send it through the Google form. So there are 3 different ways in which you can connect with us to ask your questions. We have 11 minutes. We have 11 minutes to answer any questions you may have. I'll just display the slides. If anybody wants to ask a question on a particular verse, I'll just display the slides. Reverend Sir, on Google form, we have a request for future Sutta classes, Sutta topics. It's Atanatya Sutta, Moraparita Sutta, Karaniyametta Sutta, Jagga Sutta, and Khanda Parita Sutta. So I'm just letting you know. We had somebody sending us requests for those suttas in future classes.
Shall we select one of them for next class?
Yes, we can. So I will leave it up to you to choose. And if you have any questions, we do have a little bit of time to answer any questions. So if you post it on the YouTube channel, I can see it and I can pass it on to Reverend Sir, or if you are in Zoom, you can ask your question just either in the chat. You can type your question into the chat on Zoom, or you can just unmute your microphone and ask the question. It could be that you have a specific question that might not have been covered in the sermon, but feel free to ask. I'm rotating from each channel, from the Google form to the YouTube channel to Zoom, just trying to see if I missed any of your questions, but we don't have any questions posted anywhere. So, Reverend Sir, if you would like to conclude and say your final message on the topic that we listened to today, we have time to do that.
Shall we stop with this now?
Yes.
No.
All right then.
Yes.
So, is there any final message you would like to add to the Mangala Sutta theme? Or you can use this QR code in the future as well. So even if you think of a question later on during the course of the week, you can still send us the question through this Google form. So if you want to scan the QR code, you can easily access the Google Sheet to ask the question or make requests for suttas. So this brings to the end of our second Sutta class, delivered by the Most Venerable Bulwala Ratana Siri Thero. Much merit to you, Thero. Thank you very much for your time. And,
thank you for you also.
So we will have our next Sutta class at 8 p.m. on Sunday next week. That is the 25th of September. So book the date, bookmark the date, and we hope to see you either on Zoom or through YouTube. You may, if you are unable to join with us when we are live streaming, you are most welcome to view the YouTube recording of the live stream, and you will still have access to that if you are part of the WhatsApp groups through Sangakaya Foundation. So I thank for your time today. May you all be well and happy, and much merit to you, and may you stay well and happy too, Reverend Sir. So Teruvan Saranai and good night.